Welcome to the 14th element of the Alkhemia Path, Silicone. As you listen, allow the wisdom of science, nature, and consciousness to inspire curiosity, the mantras to deepen awareness, and the practices to bring each experience into your daily life. Let us begin our journey through the Wheel of 12 and discover the alchemy of silicon. Before we dive into silicon, let's first clarify the difference between 5 commonly confused terms: silicon, silica, silicate, silicone, and silicic acid. While they share a common origin, each has a distinct chemical structure and a unique role in nature and modern technology. Silicon is a pure chemical element with the symbol Si and atomic number 14. It serves as the foundation of modern electronics and is used to manufacture computer chips, solar cells, and many of the devices we rely on every day. Silica, also known as silicon dioxide, forms when silicon combines with oxygen. It is the primary component of sand and quartz and is widely used to make glass, ceramics, concrete, and many beautiful gemstones. Silicates are a large family of minerals built from repeating silicon and oxygen structures called tetrahedra. They make up nearly 90% of Earth's crust and include common minerals such as feldspar, mica, clay, and countless types of rock. Silicone is completely different from silicone, even though the names sound almost identical. It is a synthetic polymer made from silicon, oxygen, carbon, and hydrogen, prized for its flexibility, durability, and heat resistance in products such as sealants, medical devices, lubricants, and kitchen utensils. Finally, silicic acid is the natural water-soluble form of silica found in soil and water. It is the form absorbed by plants and is also used in dietary supplements to support healthy skin, hair, nails, bones, and connective tissue. Although these names are easy to mix up, each has its own unique chemistry and purpose, showing how one remarkable element, silicon, gives rise to the diverse materials that shape both nature and modern life. Day 1. Chakra, Earth's star. Sign, Aries. On the first day of the silicon cycle, we connect with the hidden fire within matter. Present in rocks, sand, and crystals, silicon speaks of the spark born from stone that awakens new beginnings. Silicon naturally forms 4 strong covalent bonds, creating the stable, 3-dimensional structures found in quartz, minerals, and countless rocks throughout the Earth. This remarkable tetrahedral geometry also makes silicon the foundation of glass, ceramics, and the microchips that power modern technology. Like each silicon atom extending outward to build an infinite network, every meaningful creation begins with a first connection that gradually grows into something greater. Small beginnings, strengthened through purpose and cooperation, have the potential to endure for generations. Time mantra. I am silicon. I am the stone where I ignite the fire. Space mantra. I am extending 4 constructive arms within me. I am silicon. Day 2. Chakra, root. Sign, Taurus. On the second day of the silicon cycle, we connect with the power of structure. Present in rocks, sand, and mountain ranges, silicon shapes the mineral body of the Earth. In resonance with Taurus, it reminds us that true stability is born from what endures and quietly supports life from the root. When silicon combines with oxygen, it becomes silica, forming the sand of beaches, deserts, and much of the Earth's crust. These tiny grains later become glass, concrete, and many of the materials that shape our homes and cities. Although each grain appears insignificant on its own, together they create landscapes, support ecosystems, and become the foundations of civilization. Lasting strength is often built through countless small contributions rather than a single dramatic act. Time mantra. I have silicon. I have the strength of the mountain in my root. Space mantra. I am granulating silicon into infinite sand. I am granulated silicon. Day 3. Chakra, throat. Sign, Gemini. On the third day of the silicon cycle, we connect with the power of resonance. Present in quartz, silicon transforms pressure into vibration and allows sound and information to take form. In resonance with Gemini, it reminds us that communication is also about transmitting what vibrates within us. Tiny amounts of added elements transform silicon into the semiconductor that powers computers, smartphones, solar panels, and nearly every modern electronic device. Its remarkable ability to alternate between conducting and blocking electricity makes today's digital communication possible. Like silicon itself, meaningful communication depends on knowing when to receive, when to transmit, and how to adapt to different situations. True connection is created not simply by speaking, but by responding wisely to the world around us. Time mantra. I communicate silicon. I communicate with the vibration that orders matter. Space mantra. I am mediating between two worlds with silicon. I am silicon that mediates. Day 4. Chakra, sacral. Sign, Cancer. On the fourth day of the silicon cycle, we connect with the power of living structure. Present in bones, skin, and tissues, silicon gives form and resilience to the human body. In resonance with Cancer, it reminds us that sensitivity also needs support, a form that protects without becoming rigid. Silicon also plays an extraordinary role in nature by forming the delicate, glass-like skeletons of microscopic marine organisms known as diatoms. These tiny structures protect life while contributing to ocean ecosystems and even influencing Earth's carbon cycle. Their intricate designs demonstrate that protection can be both strong and beautifully ordered. Like these living architectures, genuine care creates a safe foundation that allows life to grow, flourish, and evolve. Time mantra. I feel silicon. I feel the strength that protects my life. Space mantra. I am protecting microscopic life with silicon. I am silicon that protects. Day 5. Chakra, solar plexus. Sign, Leo. On the fifth day of the silicon cycle, we connect with the power of intelligence in matter. Foundation of microchips, solar panels, and digital systems, silicon transforms ordinary stone into a network that connects the modern world. In resonance with Leo, it reminds us that true light not only illuminates, it also creates meaningful connection. When silica is heated and transformed into glass, it becomes transparent while remaining remarkably strong. This unique property makes it essential for windows, camera lenses, microscopes, fiber optic cables, and countless technologies that allow us to observe, communicate, and understand our world. Glass protects while allowing light to pass freely, showing that the clearest expression often comes not from drawing attention to ourselves, but from helping others see more clearly. Time mantra. I can Silicon. I can ignite the network that connects consciousnesses. Space mantra. I am expressing transparency with vitreous silicon. I am transparent silicon. Day 6. Chakra, knees. Sign, Virgo. On the 6th day of the silicon cycle, we connect with the power of crystalline order. Present in quartz, silicon arranges itself into precise geometric structures that reflect the remarkable intelligence of nature. In resonance with Virgo, it reminds us that order is not imposed from outside, but emerges when every part fulfills its purpose. Pure silicon atoms arrange themselves into an almost perfect crystal lattice, creating the foundation of computer processors, memory chips, and advanced electronics. Even microscopic imperfections can influence how these devices perform, making extraordinary precision essential throughout the manufacturing process. Nature demonstrates that harmony is built through careful organization, where every element contributes to the strength and beauty of the whole. Time mantra. I organize silicon. I organize light into crystalline geometry. Space mantra. I am ordering silicon into perfect crystal. I am purified silicon. Day 7. Chakra, heart. Sign, Libra. On the 7th day of the silicon cycle, we connect with the power of union. By combining with oxygen and many other elements, silicon forms much of the rock that supports our planet. In resonance with Libra, it reminds us that lasting stability is created when different forces work together in harmony. Silicon naturally exists both as pure quartz and as countless silicate minerals combined with aluminum, magnesium, calcium, iron, and many other elements. This remarkable balance creates the diversity of rocks, soils, and landscapes that sustain life across the earth. Rather than remaining fixed in a single form, silicon demonstrates that strength often comes from cooperation and the ability to adapt while preserving inner stability. Time mantra. I balance silicon. I balance heaven and earth within my structure. Space mantra. I am balancing silicon between two states. I am balanced silicon. Day 8. Chakra, higher heart. Sign, Scorpio. On the 8th day of the silicon cycle, we connect with the power of revelation. In the form of quartz, silicon transforms ordinary rock into brilliant crystal, revealing that clarity already exists within matter. In resonance with Scorpio, it reminds us that transformation is not becoming something different, but uncovering what has always been present. Silicon also reminds us that every powerful substance deserves respect. While quartz and silica build magnificent structures, prolonged exposure to fine, crystalline silica dust can damage the lungs and lead to serious occupational illness. This contrast illustrates how knowledge transforms potential danger into responsible use through proper protection and awareness. True transformation begins not only by changing what we do, but by understanding the deeper consequences of our actions. Time mantra. I transform silicon. I desire to transform stone into infinite clarity. Space mantra. I am transforming toxic dust into consciousness. I am transformed silicon. Day 9. Chakra, third eye. Sign, Sagittarius. On the 9th day of the Silicon cycle, we connect with the vastness of origin. Present in meteorites, planets, and stardust, silicon reminds us that the same matter forming Earth also travels throughout the universe. In resonance with Sagittarius, it invites us to recognize that we carry the memory of the cosmos within us. Silicon is the second most abundant element in the Earth's crust, forming nearly every mountain, valley, desert, and rocky landscape on our planet. It also exists in meteorites and on other rocky worlds, making it one of the great building blocks of planetary systems. Every step we take rests upon an element that connects Earth with the wider universe. Expanding our vision reminds us that even the most familiar stone shares a common origin with the stars. Time mantra. I see silicon. I see the reflection of the cosmos in my body of stone. Space mantra. I am expanding silicon throughout the planetary crust. I am planetary silicon. Day 10. Chakra, ankles. Sign, Capricorn. On the 10th day of the Silicon cycle, we connect with the power of support. Present in mountains, sand, and crystals, silicon forms one of the great foundations of the Earth's crust. In resonance with Capricorn, it reminds us that true abundance lies in what quietly supports and endures. Silicate minerals build the great mountain ranges that withstand weather, erosion, and immense geological change for millions of years. These enduring structures create the landscapes that support rivers, forests, ecosystems, and human civilization. Like the mountains themselves, lasting achievements are built patiently upon strong foundations rather than temporary success. True strength is measured by what continues to support life through the passage of time. Time mantra. I use silicon. I use the abundance of the earth as my support. Space mantra. I am building mountains with eternal silicates. I am silicon, built into mountains. Day 11. Chakra, crown, sign, Aquarius. On the 11th day of the Silicon cycle, we connect with the power of connection. Present in optical fibers, computer chips, and digital networks, silicon transforms matter into communication. In resonance with Aquarius, it reminds us that knowledge grows as it is shared with others. Because silicon shares important chemical properties with carbon, scientists continue exploring whether it could one day support alternative forms of life under different planetary conditions. While no silicon-based life has yet been discovered, This possibility inspires research in astrobiology and expands our understanding of what life could become elsewhere in the universe. Every new question opens another doorway to discovery. Progress begins when curiosity allows us to imagine possibilities beyond our current understanding. Time mantra. I know silicon. I know that my essence connects the network of humanity. Space mantra. I am releasing silicon-based life toward possibility. I am silicon connected to possibility. Day 12. Chakra, higher star. Sign, Pisces. On the 12th day of the Silicon cycle, we connect with the power of the invisible, present in sand, crystals, and technologies that quietly support everyday life. Silicon reminds us that what gives form is not always seen. In resonance with Pisces, it speaks of the silent weave that sustains the visible world. Silicon continually moves through rocks, rivers, oceans, and living organisms as part of one of Earth's great natural cycles. Marine life absorbs dissolved silicon to build delicate, microscopic skeletons before returning it to the environment, allowing the cycle to begin again. Nothing in nature exists in complete isolation. Every part contributes to a larger living system whose quiet balance supports life across the planet. Time mantra. I believe silicon. I believe in the invisible fabric that dreams me. Space mantra. I am dissolving silicon into the oceanic cycle. I am unified silicon. Day 13. Chakra, toroid. Sign, integration. On the 13th day of the Silicon cycle, we connect with the alchemy of revelation. Present as rock, quartz, crystal, and technology, silicon reminds us that the same matter supporting the Earth can also transmit light and information. Within its essence lives the union of structure and consciousness. Silicon unites geology, biology, chemistry, technology, and human innovation into one remarkable story. From ancient flint used to kindle the first fires to modern microchips that connect billions of people, it has quietly supported civilization while remaining one of Earth's most abundant elements. Its journey reminds us that ordinary matter can reveal extraordinary possibilities when understood with wisdom. Completion is not the end of the path, but the beginning of seeing the world as one connected whole. Time mantra. I alchemize silicon. I alchemize stone into memory of light. Space mantra. I am sealing the silicon cycle in my philosopher's stone. I am complete silicon. I am the forming stone. I am the new state of consciousness. Abracadabra. I create as I speak. With this, we complete the 14th cycle of the Alkhemia Path, Silicon. Thank you for walking this journey with us. Wish you all a wonderful integration. We look forward to meeting you again in the next element